Hello again, everybody. The History Guy here, continuing this Confederate campaign in Ultimate General Civil War. This is Brigadier General difficulty, and we are currently working with .95 is the version number, getting very, very close to the full release of this game. But as of now, it is still an early release on Steam, but one I've definitely had a lot of fun playing. This is Weapons Factory, which is the last minor engagement that you fight before the major battle at Antietam, and we are tasked with destroying the Union garrison and capturing Harper's Ferry, where there were weapons to be had. And so what I've decided to do here is I've got 12 brigades, and they were all spread out initially, but I went ahead and just got them in the position I want them in to start. I've decided to take 7 brigades of infantry this way, along with some cavalry. And then I've got 2 long-range guns, batteries with 24 guns, and 1 brigade to protect them, though I don't think there will be any infantry or any enemy units of any kind on this side. But there's nowhere to cross up here, so if they were to get at me, they would have to come down here to cross. So my goal with this battle is pretty simple. I'm going to march right up the side and come through these woods and hit them from this way and drive them down the hill. So we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, I'm going to set up on this side with my artillery and try to hit them over there. So we'll see how it goes. Got to get everybody across. I'm going to go ahead and break off some skirmishers because I'm expecting some there. Of theirs to be up this way, so I can just kind of clear them out. I apologize ahead of time if I sound a little hoarse. I don't know if I do or not, but I coach my 9-year-old son's soccer team, and we won the tournament championship over the weekend. We finished in first place for the year, first time I've been able to do that, and did a lot of yelling yesterday as we played our semifinal in the morning and then the championship in the afternoon. My son's a goalie. That's kind of his primary role, but he plays a little bit of everything. Alright, haven't made contact with the enemy just yet. This is one of those battles where I'm hoping I'll get to the place where I can actually just pretty much destroy his army and drive down those numbers before Antietam as much as possible. Plus, I know that he's gotten some better weapons. His rating on armory has gone up. So I'm hoping maybe by destroying some units I can get those weapons and get myself better armed before Antietam. I've got about an 8,000 man advantage right now in numbers. I'm going to use these 2 cavalry units to just kind of gobble up anybody that I can isolate. Might be able to get him from here. He doesn't seem to want to move right now. Interesting. Oh, here we go. I'm going to get these skirmishers up here to cover the flank, as well as a brigade of infantry, and then the rest I'm just going to start moving into position. Alright, let's rush Archer up there. Looks like we're not quite in range with the 24 pounders. I'm going to have to move them closer. Oh, who did I forget? My general, of course. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the cavalry up here. Might be able to hit some of his artillery. Alright, Stonewall, hold tight right there. I don't want you going down that hill. Alright, we're going to start gobbling up some isolated units up here with my cavalry. Bye-bye. Kind of overlapping a little too much here. Hopefully Archer draws their fire while I get these guys into position. Alright, let's let these guys recover for a second. No. You stay right there. Stonewall, come this way. Archer, that way, please. I gotta watch for that. I know that Maryland Potomac Home Brigade's up here somewhere, so I gotta watch for them. And I'm losing too many casualties with Forrest. Those are really hard to replace. Alright, let's destroy these guys. I'm driving them down to the river, pushing them toward my artillery, which isn't really doing much. I probably should have brought them the other way. Or at least maybe brought smoothbores in. Yeah, Forrest is going to cease to exist here. I probably shouldn't have brought him into this battle. Should have just brought a bigger cavalry unit. He's just too expensive to upkeep effectively. So I've lost almost 2,000 men. He is going to lose everybody. At least that's the goal. Keep Iverson watching that 1st Maryland Potomac Home Brigade. Alright, just like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Quite literally. He has nowhere to go. He's going to try to break through over here against Archer. Got the supplies. Somehow. Not quite sure how I did that. Alright, we're going to have to start pursuit now because he's going to run that way as best he can. Oh, didn't even realize my iPad was in here. I'm getting sports updates. Let's see what he's down to now. He's down to just 7,700 men. I'm hoping I get a bunch of weapons out of this. A bunch of decent weapons. Maybe start seeing some Springfield 1861s at this point. At least a bunch more 1855s. Alright, we'll fast forward, see what happens. I know he can't get across there, so... No, we're going to continue this fight, thank you. Oh, it didn't give me the option. Okay. So, 6,300 casualties for him, 55 guns as well, and 1,700 for me. As always, like to see those numbers in that direction. So we did capture over 1,100 Harper's Ferry 1855s, but not a whole lot else except for 12 Napoleons. So that helps, but that didn't go... Oh, and 4 10-pounders as well. Not nearly as much as I was hoping to grab there. So here's where we stand now. I currently have about 45,000 men in my army, another 25,000 I can get into the field. They can give me a total of about 70,000 for Antietam. Of course, I've got some reputation I can spend if the mood should strike me, and it may. I think I'm going to go... At some point, I'm going to have to start going training so I can get a discount on veteran troops, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to go logistics because I want that extra supply for this battle, and I'm definitely going to need a bunch. I'm going to max out my supply for my first corps because that's going to be my left side, and I'm going to need every bit of that for the Battle of Antietam. Alright, so we did knock it down a little bit. The armory went up still, so he's going to have well-armed troops for the Battle of Antietam. However, we've got 3 minus 5% hits to him because I won those other battles. So if we were to dive into Antietam right now with my army as it stands, which is only at about 45,000 men, we'd be facing a force of 72,000. Of course, I know it's going to be more than that, and I have to have a third corps in order to fight the Battle of Antietam. So I don't know. One of the questions I've often had is, does just creating a new corps cause any scaling to happen for the Union, or does that only happen when you add more men? So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and create another corps with another division and see if that does indeed make any kind of difference, because he was at like 72,000 men. So that didn't change anything. I didn't pay attention to the guns, but man, that's a lot of guns. Obviously things are going to change some when I start adding new units, so I'm gonna play with this a little bit, and the reason I'm not going to show what I'm doing here is because I'm going to experiment some and probably save it ahead of time, because I want to see where that balance is between adding new men and giving him so much of a boost that it doesn't make it worth it for me to add men. I know there are little like kind of points at which he adds a bunch of new troops, so I'm going to play with that some, and then I will go over my build for this battle before I fight Antietam, which will probably be tomorrow. But as always, I certainly welcome your input, and you guys have had some great comments. Please keep those things coming. So go ahead and check out some of my other videos, and we will see you again soon. If you want to hit that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. You pushed me over 1,200 subscribers over the weekend, and I'm greatly appreciative for that. So thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon.